guys! Welcome to this week's video. If you're new here or if you happen to come across this video, hi, my name is Rana. I do random videos for fun, mostly about business, finance, and marketing. Now, for today's video, I am finally revealing to you my new merch for this month. As you all know, I have been selling merch to my Filipino fans for the past few months. However, this past few weeks, my team and I decided that we are going to expand the selling of my merch to our international fans. So finally, I am selling my merch not only in the Philippines but also abroad. So here is a sneak peek of my new merch. I am not gonna reveal all the details about this for now because all details about my new merch drop will be posted in my Instagram. So make sure you follow me and also subscribe. Subscribe to keep posted for more information about business, finance, and marketing. Okay guys, so now that I've finally announced my new merch drop, I have a problem. My problem is that I am not really that familiar yet of entering the global market. I need more details about global market entry. With that, I invited my dear friends, also YouTubers, Christine and Shen, to explain more details or more topics related to global market entry.
Hey boy, I don't wanna waste your time, but thinking of you is how I spend mine.
Of course, I had to also do my research about the roles of the management upon entering the global market, and that is what I will be sharing to you today. Without further ado, let us start with the first topic that I've researched, which is the role of the management in terms of global market entry. Let's go.
Feel like a Thursday, how I'm throwing it back. I'ma make it go.
Okay guys, so according to my research, when a company dreams of capturing the global market, the management should first consider that the customers and the competitive conditions vary across different countries. Hence, the management should adopt a flexible mindset. So, one thing to consider about the global business is that there is not really an approach that we can consider most effective. The success of a company's global market entry largely depends on the effectiveness of the management's decision making. With that, the management should first consider three important things. First is deciding whether to go abroad. Second, deciding which market to enter. And third, deciding the marketing organization. Okay, so I have here my research on deciding to go abroad. I have learned that many businesses prefer to stay domestic because then their managers will not need to learn new languages, new laws, deal with unfamiliar currencies, face political and legal uncertainties, or restructure their products or services to suit customer preferences and expectations. However, there are also lots of businesses considering to go global due to the following reasons. 1. Foreign markets have higher profit opportunities compared to the domestic market. 2. The company wants a larger customer base. 3. Reduction of dependence to only one market. 4. Counterattack global competitors that are offering better product or lower prices in their home markets. And lastly, 5. Many customers of the company are going abroad and requiring international servicing. So this is why before considering to go global, I've learned that the management should consider the following risks. First, failure to understand the preferences of foreign customers or failure to provide them with attractive products. Second, not being able to understand the business culture of the foreign countries. Third, underestimating foreign regulations and incur unexpected costs. Fourth, managers' lack of international experience, which is my problem right now with my team. And lastly, foreign country might change its commercial laws, devalue its currency, or undergo a political revolution and expropriate foreign property. Okay, so we're done with the first important thing, which is deciding on whether or not to go abroad. And when your team or your company really decides to enter the global market, now we move on to the other important thing, which is deciding which markets to enter. Okay, so I have learned from my research that first, the management should define its company's market objectives and policies. So it's either they will choose to start small or to immediately go with the bigger scope. So here in my research, I've also learned that in choosing a market to enter, managers should consider the cost, population, growth, barriers of the market. Furthermore, they should have a better understanding of the following. So take note of this, okay? First is the regional free trade zones. The regional economic integration trading agreements between different countries have intensified in recent years. So this development means that the companies are more likely to enter regions at the same time. Certain countries have also formed free trade zones or economies of international trade. An example is the European Union. I'm sure that my friends here have already heard of that already, right? Okay, next is evaluating potential markets. So I've learned that many companies actually prefer to enter in their neighboring countries. Why? Because for them, it's already familiar. So it's close, it's familiar, and they understand these countries better. As an example, according to my research, Canada and Mexico were once the two largest export markets in the US. As we all know, Canada and Mexico are really close to each other. So what else? For example, Philippines. What's the closest country to the Philippines? We have Japan. What else? Comment, okay? Because I cannot mention. Okay, now, last one is that we have to decide on our market organization. So here in my research, there are actually 3 ways on how companies manage international activities. So first, let us start with the export department. So it's very simple actually. From the word itself, it's that firms normally get into the international market by simply shipping out goods. So when you ship goods, you're actually already entering into the international market. Okay, next is the international division. Firms create international divisions who are responsible for the international activities. So these divisions will be headed by a division president, and this division president will set the goal and budget that is responsible for the company's international growth. So again, we have the export departments, the international division. And lastly is the global organization. This global organization is that the top corporate management and staff freely plan on a worldwide manufacturing of facilities, their market policies, financial flows, and logistics systems. So instead of reporting to the division president like in the international division, they will already report ahead to their chief executive officers. So no division president, only chief executive officer or whoever has the higher authority. So that's it for my research on the roles of the management in terms of global market entry. However, I need more details, right? So now I am going to show you a video clip that one of my fellow YouTubers, Christine, sent me last night about the different methods of entering the global market. Also, if you want to subscribe to Christine, I'll be linking her description in my description. Yeah, you get the point, right? Let's all watch the video together.
Think of you. Think of the ways I wanna give you this ass. Just say you lie. Feel like a Thursday, how I'm throwing it back. I'ma make it go north.
So hi guys, this is Christine and welcome to today's video. So one of my friends, Rana, told me that she wants me to explain more about methods of entering the global market since she is planning to venture her merch abroad. So definitely, I also did my research. And today, I am going to share it to you. So sit back, relax, and don't forget to subscribe in my channel. And by the way, I'll ask Rana to link it in her description. What are you waiting for? Let's begin! So guys, let us know first on what do we mean when we say global markets. So global markets involves buying or selling goods and services across the globe. It handles all sales and trading activities on the primary and secondary markets such as freight, credit, foreign exchange, fixed income, securitization, and treasury for products designed for corporates, and also to financial institutions and large issuers. And later on, I will tell you on what are its models as well as its some examples. But guys, why do companies enter into global market? I have searched 5 top reasons on why companies enter global markets. And first is to generate more revenue. Second is to compete for new sales. Third is to increase innovation. Then fourth is diversification. And lastly, for fifth is the economies of scale. Right up next is we will now discuss the 6 methods of entering global market. I'm back. So now I will discuss you the first method, which is wholly owned subsidiary, or also known as WOS. So wholly owned subsidiary method is where money goes into a foreign company, just like foreign direct investment. But instead of using money in investing with wholly owned subsidiary, the foreign business is bought outright. It is then up to the owners whether it continues to run as before or they take control of the rules. A popular example of a wholly owned subsidiary system is Volkswagen AG, which wholly owns Volkswagen Group of America Incorporated. Its distinguished brands are Audi, Bentley, Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Volkswagen. Moreover, Marvel Entertainment and EDL Holding Company LLS, which are considered as wholly owned subsidiaries of the Walt Disney Companies, and made also with coffee giant Starbucks in Japan, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Starbucks Corporation. So that's it for our first method. Do you know what's next, guys? Our second method is called exporting. Did you know that exporting is considered as the oldest form of economic transfer and occur on a large scale between nations? Yes, guys, definitely that is truly a fact. This also refers to direct sale of goods and or services in another country. It is possibly the best known methods of entering a foreign market and preferred method for small businesses because of its low commitment requirements. The majority of costs involved with exporting comes from marketing expense, and usually you will only need the involvement of 4 parties, which are your business, an importer, a transport provider, and the government of the country of which you wish to export to. However, there might be a risk that rising transportation costs are likely to increase the cost of exporting in the future to come. And an example to exporting is the American export that makes it all over the world is bourbon, a type of whiskey native to the US, and in fact it is defined as the distinctive product of the United States by a US congressional resolution. So are you now curious about the third method, guys? What is really the third method? Well, our third method is called licensing. It is the process of transferring the rights to a foreign products to an overseas company for the purpose of producing or selling it there. This allows another company in your target country to use your property, such as trademarks, production techniques in your patents. The licensee will pay a fee in order to be allowed the right to use of the property, and the licensee will also take care of any manufacturing and marketing costs in the foreign market. A great example of licensing are toy manufacturers, who also routinely sign licensing agreements with movie studios, which gives them the legal authority to produce action figures based on popular likeness of movie characters. Another example of a licensing agreement is a contract between the copyright holders of software to another company, which allows the latter to use the computer software for their daily business operations. And now, let us move on to the next method, which is what? Well, it's definitely franchising, guys. this method of business ownership in which a company grants control, management, and operation of a chain of franchises to one person. The franchisor usually lends financial resources to the franchisee so that he or she can launch and develop the franchise. In return, the franchisor receives a fixed percentage of the revenue of each new franchisee, as well as royalties for each sale. The franchisee is responsible for all marketing, advertising, and profit-enhancing activities for the entire chain of franchises under his or her control. This model allows the franchisor to rely on a single platform or brand name while also allowing continued expansion into new markets if desired. Franchising is somewhat similar to licensing in that intellectual property rights are sold to a franchisee. But to compare the two methods, a franchising agreement pertains to a business entire brand and operation, while a licensing agreement only applies to registered trademark. However, the rules for how the franchisee carries out the business are usually very strict. For example, any processes must be followed or specific components must be used in manufacturing. The best example of this method is fast food chains like Domino's and McDonald's, which operates in India through franchising. And yes, our fifth method is called joint venture. This method consists of two companies establishing a jointly owned business, where one of the owners will be a local business. The two companies will then provide the new business with a management team and share control of the joint venture. There are several benefits of this type of venture. First is it allows you to benefit of local knowledge of a foreign market, and second is it allows you to share costs. However, there are some issues that there can be problems with deciding who invests and what or how to split profits. Example of this method is the Sony and Ericsson, wherein they both joined hands to manufacture smartphones and gadgets. And after operating several years, Sony eventually acquired Ericsson, a mobile manufacturing division. So let us now go with our last method, which is known as FDI. So what does it stand for? So our last method, guys, is actually the foreign direct investment, which is also known as FDI. This is when you directly invest in facilities in a foreign market. It involves direct day-to-day operations to other countries wherein it has a need of lots of capital to use. As to the cost of such premises, technology and staff. This can be done also either by establishing a new venture or acquiring an existing company. FDI is significant for developing economies in emerging markets, where companies need funding and expertise to expand their sales globally. A good example of it is a Japanese e-commerce company that builds out an American e-commerce company with administration, sourcing, logistics, and data centers all based out America. So that's everything I know about methods of entering global markets, which are the wholly owned subsidiary, exporting, licensing, franchising, joint venture, and foreign direct investment. Hopefully guys, this video did not only help my YouTube friend Rana in her new business venture abroad, but also to you guys who are watching it. And if you want more videos of me, just go and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.
Okay, wow, this is a very informative video, Christine. Thank you so much for sending me this and for helping me out. Now I already have an idea what method I will choose whenever I enter already the international market. So to my friends here in YouTube, please comment down what do you think is the best method of entering the global market. I'll be reading the comments and I'll be liking every comment. So yeah, comment below. Okay, moving on. Now, I invited my other friend, Shen, who is going to share to us more details about global market entry, specifically the international intermediaries and facilitators. So she sent me another video clip. Thank you to my friends, and let's watch it together.
Let's go. Here we go now. Batman scoop on the mic.
Hi Rona! Hopefully this video will help you learn more about the different international intermediaries and facilitators in the global market. By the way, to all the viewers, I am Shan and I love to make lifestyle videos. To know more about me, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Anyways, let's begin!
1, 2.
International intermediaries are the middlemen or the facilitators who act as channel members in the product distribution channel. These members do facilitate the sales process via linking or connecting the buyers to the sellers. They are responsible for scouting potential buyers or sellers, forming terms for negotiation, and importing or exporting products to the end users. In international business and trading, there are two broad types of intermediaries, which are the direct and indirect intermediaries. The direct intermediaries consist of importers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, government departments, and state buying organizations. The importers are the one who imports the product directly from the exporter. They may sell the product to the distributors, industrial and other institutional customers, and wholesalers. The distributors are the one who buys directly from the exporter and holds large stocks of a product, has an exclusive right to sell the product in a particular area or to a particular type of a customer. The wholesalers, although they buy from the importers or distributors, there are also some who buy directly from the exporters. The retailers are the one who buy directly from exporters. Like the department stores, supermarkets, or other types of chain stores are important direct retail buyers. Others may depend on distributors or wholesalers. Government departments buy large quantities of certain goods, often on a long-term basis. These are essential goods for mass consumption or for use in government departments. State buying organizations, the imports of goods are done by government organizations like state trading organizations. In India, imports of several commodities are canalized. Only designated government agencies can import these goods. Indirect intermediaries consist of marketing middlemen and cooperative organizations. Marketing middlemen. These are two important middlemen, which are the merchants and agents. The basic distinction between the two is that the merchant takes title to the product he sells, while the agent does not. Export merchants. Export merchants buy the manufacturer's product and sell it to abroad on their own. The job of the manufacturer is reduced to essentially domestic marketing and certain modifications in the product mix. Agents or brokers. He simply seeks overseas buyers for a commission but does not take title to the goods. The manufacturer assumes all the financial risk in this case. Indian firms processing marble stones in Rajasthan export their products to other countries with the help of such intermediaries. Cooperative organizations represent a cross between indirect and direct export, carry on exporting activities on behalf of several producers, and are partly under the administrative control of manufacturers. Two types of these are piggyback marketing, which the manufacturer uses its overseas distribution facilities to sell the products of one or more other companies as well as his own. Exporting combinations. Formal association of independent and competitive business firms which are organized for the purpose of export marketing for the mutual benefit. that's it for my video today. Hopefully, I was able to contribute important information about the different international intermediaries and facilitators in the global market. See you next time!
Okay, so I guess that's it for this week's video. Again, shout out to my friends Christine and Shen for importing very informative videos to help me with entering the international market or the global market. So I've learned a lot about global market entry. Also, shout out to my editor Jamil Undoy, who has been editing my YouTube videos since I first started. And with that, thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe, click that notifications bell on, like this video, share this with your friends. And if you want more details about me or contents related to business, finance, and marketing, follow me on my Instagram. It's @RonaPeha. Bye!